But if they all tried to exchange their dollars at once, the yen would strengthen dramatically, making Japanese exports more expensive and less competitive. So what does Japan do? The Bank of Japan buys those dollars and invests them in United States Treasury securities. It's a way to recycle trade imbalances. Think of it this way. America buys physical goods from Japan, Sony televisions, Toyota cars. Japan takes those dollars and buys American financial assets, treasury bonds. The money flows in a circle. The debt is just the accounting record of that circular flow. China operates on the same principle, though their motivations are more complex. For years, China deliberately kept its currency weak to boost exports. They accumulated massive dollar reserves. What do you do with $3 trillion? You can't exactly stuff it under a mattress. The United States Treasury market is one of the few places deep enough and liquid enough to absorb that much money. So they buy treasury bonds. This brings us to a crucial point for much of the world. United States government debt isn't a burden being forced on unwilling lenders. It's an asset they want to own. Treasury bonds are considered the safest financial asset in the world. When uncertainty strikes, a war, a pandemic, a financial crisis, money floods into United States treasuries. It's called flight to safety. But I've been focusing on America. What about the rest of the world? Because this is a global phenomenon. Global public debt now stands at $111 trillion. That's 95% of the entire world's economic output. The debt has grown by $8 trillion in just 1 year. And here's the crucial fact. The United States and China together account for more than half of all government debt in the world. 38 trillion for the United States, 18 trillion for China. These two countries are essentially the anchors of the global debt system. Japan presents perhaps the most extreme case. Japanese government debt is 230% of gross domestic product. If Japan were a person, this would be like earning £50,000 a year and owing 115,000 bankruptcy territory, right? And yet, Japan continues to function. Interest rates on Japanese government bonds are close to zero, sometimes even negative. Why? Because Japanese citizens buy the bonds. Japan's debt is almost entirely held domestically. Japanese banks, Japanese pension funds, Japanese insurance companies, Japanese households. They own 90% of Japanese government debt. Think about the psychology of that for a moment. Japanese people are famous for being high savers. They sock away money diligently. But where does that money go? Into government bonds, because they're perceived as the safest place to store wealth. And what does the government do with that